Okay, so one mistake that I often see when helping clients with a financial model is that they can actually grow their business so fast that it bankrupts them. And this seems really counterintuitive. And so you really just have to kind of see the numbers to believe it, because it just doesn't seem possible. If I just keep increasing sales, and if those sales are profitable, I can't go out of business, right? I can't go bankrupt. Well, there actually are a lot of situations where you could, and I want to show you that using one of our templates here. I've got our in-home healthcare template. This is just kind of a good example of a type of business that if you grow too fast, you could actually drive yourself into bankruptcy. So let me show you how this works. So again, I've got our in-home healthcare template pulled up here. And this scenario kind of works for any sort of like staffing business, any sort of business where you are going to have to pay for labor. So this is also common in trucking. Trucking, you might pay your driver, you're paying your fuel expenses, those sorts of things before you get paid. Here is the scenario I have laid out. We are starting an in-home healthcare business, and we have a few assumptions here. So we're going to get a $350,000 business loan here to help us cover working capital. And here's a key assumption. Our accounts receivable days outstanding is 60 days. So that means is we are going to provide in-home healthcare service, and we are not going to get paid for 60 days for that service. So this creates this 60-day gap that you have to pay for your wages, you have to pay for the fuel perhaps to get your nurses to their clients' locations, you have to pay rent, you have to pay billing expenses, all sorts of things that you're gonna have to pay out, cash out the door before you get paid. And so here's a good example. So that's why we have the $350,000 loan, right, to help with that working capital. So I just wanna put in some really simple assumptions here. We're just saying total new patients, we're just adding one patient a month here. And so you can see our number of active patients just increases by one a month. And we're keeping it simple. We provide LPN services at an hourly rate. We're paying the nurses $25 an hour. And we just provide one service, 24-hour LPN care. And so all 100% of our patients here are using us for the same service. And it costs, we're able to collect $1,000 per day. So for that 24 hours, $1,000 per day per patient. So based on those assumptions, and then we just have some normal operating expenses like credit card fees, insurance, rent, utilities, office supplies, vehicle costs. And then we have one admin and billing staff member. So based on those assumptions, you can see here, we have a nice net income, $290,000 net income in the first year. So it seems like we should be in good shape, right? We've got the $350,000 loan, showed a net income in the first year of $290,000. So let's take a look at the cash flow statement. So I've highlighted two important lines here. We have the cash at the beginning of the period, and then the net cash from operating activities. And what we can see is that over the first 9 months here, we are losing money every single month. Our net cash from operating activities is negative. Why is that? Well, you can see here the cash from sales here doesn't really kick in until month 4. Because of that 60-day lag of receiving payment on our sales, we have this real cash flow crunch that is created. And so what I wanted to show you is, yep, we just barely squeak by and we remain cash positive. We don't go to zero. But what you would think, you'd think, oh, well, we have $290,000 in profit. What if we could add 2 patients every month? And so I'm just going to go back and make this simple change. So keep this in mind. The lowest we get here actually is in month 11, $6,901. That's the lowest cash balance that we end up with. Now, we're going to go back here and change this to 2 patients a month. And let's just drag that across here for the first year. We'll say we'll have 2 patients a month. And so the first thing I want to look at is how profitable are we now? Okay, so wow, now we're up to $4.5 million in revenue and net income of $726,000 for the year. Looking good, right? Well, let's go to the cash flow statement. So now we look at the cash flow statement, and that 60-day lag that we're waiting to get paid, look at what it does. It just eats up our cash. And so we end up getting to, in month 9, negative $160,000 cash balance here. Some of these months we're just burning significant cash. It takes until month 9 to actually get to a positive net cash from operating activities. So again, it's really counterintuitive. How could a business making almost $750,000 in profit go out of business? It doesn't make any sense. Well, the challenge is that people start growing too fast, and then they can't raise more money. They can't get investment. They can't get another loan, because the lenders are like, we just gave you the $350,000, you should have made that work. You should have been more cautious with your growth and careful with your growth, and modeled this out so it wasn't a surprise. So this is the type of situation where aggressive growth can actually bankrupt you. So hope that's been helpful just to kind of visualize that. And if you have any comments or thoughts about how you've experienced this in your business, we'd love to hear a comment from you down in the comment section of the video below. We also have a link to this template, as well as some of our other financial projection templates in the description of the video below as well, that you can grab it and kind of do this modeling and planning for your own business. So if you have any questions about that, reach out to us at support@projectionhub.com. Thanks.